How many Lego minifigure heads can you spot in these two builds on screen right now? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here we have a very interesting small micro scale farm, and one of the things that Lego builders always appreciate in the when watching Lego custom creations is NPUs, which stands for nice parts usage. That means a part that is used in an unconventional way. One example could be these trees that are made with some minifigure hairpiece in green. But what we are looking into this video is not these, are these. So probably you spot here some Lego minifigure heads. Here we have one with a classic smile, and there's quite a few here. So the best way to practice using unconventional Lego parts is participating to seed challenges. So you have a specific part that you're going to use in a creative way. This build over here that I'm going to move to the side, we're going to take a look at this a little bit later in the video, is the second round of the Iron Forge. So the seed part for that challenge was minifigurettes. The first build I did for the contest was a very low effort one. Right here, I have a salad, actually a Lego salad. So you can see, of course, the image that I took look a lot nicer than what I have here on my table right now. But you can see I use multiple minifigurettes here as corn pieces, as well here for chickpeas, and some green one here as peas as well. We have a lot of plain pieces over here, but as you can see through here, because I don't have nearly enough plain pieces to fill up a cup like this in my collection. You know, my collection is good for an average builder, but it's very small for a custom Lego builder, for a mock builder. So I fill up the inside with bricks, green bricks, then I top with this, and I added some color. We have also some tomatoes and a bit of carrot pieces. I wish I had a lot more of this because these actually need a little bit more color. But anyway, this was a contest that lasted for a week, actually 6 days, and I have to try to build as much as I can. After this low effort one, I thought I could build something a little bit more interesting. So I thought I could use minifigure head with skin tones over here as mouth. So one can be a mouth open and one can be a mouth closed. So I thought I could build some chimpanzee. It was a little bit difficult to get this structure here. At the back side, of course, they don't look nice, but this is supposed to be, sorry about that, this is supposed to be the ears that we can see from the side, and I decided to then build the body. A little bit difficult because I don't have so many black slopes to create this chimpanzee. So what I did over here is one with the mouth open and one with the mouth closed. And I'm trying to follow a little bit the pose that you can see, for example, in the chimpanzee Lego part that has an arm going up on the side. You can see here these chimpanzees are having some bad habits. So to justify that one mouth is open and one is closed, I get the one with the mouth closed that is smoking something, and one with the mouth open that is drinking something. And here you can spot another transclear minifigure to make up the glass. Now, of course, this at itself, it was not a very interesting build, so I have to create a base. Again, because of the time constraint of the contest, I decided to go simple and build sideways a couple of different levels. So play a little bit with elevation and add a little bit of details in line at the back, some interesting part pieces like these sword pieces, a broom piece over there, but they make for a interesting design, interesting decoration behind these two chimpanzees that are having a good time over here. To complete the scene, I decided to add a palm tree at the back, and that was the occasion to use more of these minifigurettes that are making the most of the trunk of the palm tree. At the bottom, I'm still using the old kind because I didn't have enough in this skin tone to make it taller. Then I'm going to connect it at the back, and now we have the complete scene. I'm going to show you also now the picture that I took with a little bit of editing of this scene. Anyway, this was done quite well. It took me a bit more time, so I needed one more fast build. So what I decided to do is this. I created a swimming scene. This is not my first one. You can see, for example, you can go and check my video about the Paris Olympic Games build that I did with the swimming in the river scene. That was a pretty fun vignette. And here I have again, a swimmer, same scene, created in a much smaller case, because in a much smaller scale, because I thought this could look like those floating lines that separates the different line into a swimming pool. So I decided to add a few of these in a line, add a back wall to this swimming pool, add a little bit pop of color in one corner, like so. And now, once we bring the camera down to the lower perspective and shrink it down and focus, zoom in to the swimmer, this is the result. So it looks, of course, like a very big immersive scene, but here we can spot the minifigurettes used in a creative way. Of course, this is not something I could display anywhere. I would have to create all the surrounding area, but again, with the constraint of the time of that contest, it worked pretty well. I also got the scores of all these builds, and I did pretty well. The highest score build of that week was this one. So this was my fourth build. It's the one that you saw at the beginning. We're going to have one more interesting one after this. But this was my favorite and the one that scored the highest. So you can spot already here for the Bay Ale, I think it's pronounced, some yellow minifigure head. But I use a few more in this scene. So for example, here we have these, I don't know what it's called, silo, I guess. Over here on top, I have a minifigure head in white, and then I have another one there with some printed details. So these are the kind of containers that you can find on the side of a farm. Now, this build is not finished well, again, because it was coming together in just a few hours. You can see here it's not very well connected. I can take out the farm as well, so I didn't put plates underneath. I could have done it easily, because here you can see I have 2 or 3 layers, so I could have just come out a little bit and then stick it on top, but I didn't want to spend too much time on it. And you can see the result of that is also here on the roof. That is not connected, so I needed to create this curved roof, and it's something that can easily be done. Of course, nothing like this would ever be in a Lego set, an official one, but even in a mock you can definitely have a hole inside and find the right connection underneath to create a nice curve. But with the time constraint, I decided to just have a little edge over here so that I can put this and then fill up the top, and when I took the picture, then it looks very nice. This piece works perfectly for this windmill at the back. It looks like made specifically for this scale. I have a little fence piece at the back over there in white, and a nice little micro scale tree done with some stem pieces on an interesting angle over there. A little pond, and also here, of course, the tree that we mentioned earlier, we have a very interesting tractor piece that has a green minifigure head over there. We can take this out. Actually, you can see that I had to go one tile under to make these wheels look a little bit smaller than the one at the back. So these are also not connected. Now it looks like I have bigger wheels at the back and smaller wheels at the front. Also, if I put this in line at the front, this tractor looks a little bit too big with this round minifigure head, so I decided to sink it down a little bit into the ground so that it looks of the right proportions. This is the picture that I took of this build. That was my best one of the contest, but I'm very happy with the next one. That is also, I have to say, built a little bit better and a bit more properly. So I thought that the white minifigure head could look like a coffee cup, a sort of espresso cup. So I have a dish with the coffee cup and some steam coming up the top. So starting from this, I decided, well, I can build a coffee machine, one of the kind that you can find in a cafe, okay? So here I did a little bit of sideways building with this red color scheme to make up the most of the structure of this machine. You can see also a little detail here. To add a sort of logo to the machine, I add this round printed coin that says 5. That say this is the brand, the logo of this coffee company. And it makes sense because this was my 5th build for the contest. So I made 5 builds in 6 days. Over here, I wanted to add, of course, those handles, I don't know it's the technical name, where you can get the coffee, then connect, and the coffee come out. So I have to do a little bit of upside down building. By the way, I also added 4 minifigure heads at the bottom to create the base. So from this perspective you cannot see, but there are 4 more minifigurettes at the bottom of this. So this is the structure I have. 2 more minifigurettes over here, because I needed to create the connection for this. But of course we will have to cover it up because it looks a little bit odd with such a big part coming on the top of this. So this has to build upside down. Again, I need to find a way to connect this quickly with not too many time in trying new techniques. So what I did is put it there and then connect a couple of tiles at the top, and this will keep this from falling down. Also, to keep it there and cover up there, I added 1 more tile here at the front, and this will help to keep everything solid. You can see it's not falling off, it's not going anywhere, even though it's not connected, so it's not technically perfect. Here, of course, there should be the space to have some more cups to collect the coffee, and I put some more of these cups. You can see they actually have prints, but I just turn them upside down because for this contest what is judged is the picture, one picture. So this is what I needed. I added some cups over there, and I also decided to create the grinder. So on the side I'm gonna have a grinder where we can get the coffee. So you can see over here inside we have some brown pieces to make the coffee beans. We can see another trans clear minifigurette over here because once you grind it, it goes inside here, and then this is the thing when you press the coffee and then you connect over there. This is the interior structure. To cover it up, I have a few slopes on the side to give a little bit of a more slick look, and then I'm just gonna add 1 more tile at the back so that there's no gaps seen and it looks like a complete machine. Now the last touch to this build, again, all illegal techniques here, but it's your Lego, so you can do whatever you want with them. It's not an official set because then I know some people will comment, that cannot be done. It's okay, it's my Lego. I can do whatever I like, and the same you can do. Over here, I need to add an handle to this coffee cup. And of course, I cannot have anything connected because there's no point of connection. So what I did is I took 1 Lego elastic band, so these are all Lego pieces. I put it through one of these 1 by 1 stud with the hole, and then I put this at the back side like so. Now probably on camera I cannot find the right balance for this, but what I can do is show you the final picture of this coffee machine that was also very well received. So over here you see what I did with this creative part. Of course, none of these mock are ready to display. They would need a lot of rework, but they were very, very fun to build, and it's always a very nice creative challenge to build starting from a seed part. If you want to see some more of this, I recommend you to go watch this video that was from the first week of the Ironforge of this year, where I used Mudguard pieces. Also, I will put down below in the description some links that can support the channel, like my membership program, like my some affiliate links if you want to do some purchase on Amazon. Otherwise, you can just leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share this video. That will help the channel a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao.